In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use blocks, which allows you to group a lot of steps into one in a Scratch program. It's also very helpful if these steps are repetitive, especially you can use that block over and over again. It's a block of code that's separate from the main program. Now, so just to show you how it works, what I've done is a piece of code that I showed you in a previous lesson. I've brought it up here again. This is the basic code for moving left, right, up and down. So just to demonstrate, if I run this code here, my character can go right and left, up and down. Now I'm going to add something extra. I'm going to add another character to the game. So we'll turn off the code here for a sec. And for example, a bell. Maybe reduce it in size slightly. So size here down to 70. Now, so just a simple feature here we're going to add. Every time he hits the bell, he's going to get a bonus, and he changes color and does a few other little things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in this block, or define what's called a block over here under my blocks. Make a block, and we'll call the block bell, and hit OK. Now, so whenever he hits the bell, we want him to do a set of instructions here. Let's follow a set of instructions. So we'll go to looks. So for example, he might say, for 2 seconds, drag this over here. So let's say bonus for 2 seconds. Then we might do something like change size of the character, of the bell, of the sprite, the cat. Change size by 10. Maybe change the color effect. Just do trial and error with the numbers here, see what they bring up. So it's set to 25 at the moment. So this is going to change his color. And then what you might want to do is wait and see all those things happening. Just take a break in the game for a second to see all that actually happening. So go under control, wait, maybe 2 seconds. Now, when all that is over, we need to change him back again to the way he was. So I suppose go back to looks. Down here, clear graphic effects. Set his size back to 100%. And maybe go back to the middle of the screen. So motion, go to X, Y. Go to the middle of the screen is 0, 0. Now, that's a set of instructions that belong to this function. It's called a function or a block. It's called bell. So this is a specified function that you do. Now, when do you do it? So back to your main code, you do it. What I've put in here is another if. If I take out this, you can see it here. If touching bell. So just take this apart and show you what I've done. So it's an if statement. So you put that in there. And under touching over here, under sensing, I just got the touching out here. And so we can do it again. And you just change that to bell. And you put that in there. So if you're touching the bell at any stage in the game, we can get rid of this one now. So if you're touching the bell, we want to go back and call this block over here. So the way you call it is just call it by its name, bell. So you go under blocks again, my blocks. There it is, bell. You put that down here. So the way the code reads now is this. Your character can go left, right, up and down with these instructions here. Then if he ever ends up touching the bell, he calls this set of commands here, bell. What does that do? It goes over here and it goes through all this stuff. So you can see the benefit of defining a block like this. It says you have to do this. So if there's all these commands that you want to run at one time, you can just call them with one command over here. And if you keep calling this over and over again in the game, you don't have to write out these commands every single time. You just call them using this bell command. So let's see that working. Hit the green arrow, green flag, and off we go. So we'll just move around first just to show you that part is working. So every time he moves around, and you see the way the main code lights up with yellow here. You see the yellow outline, which shows at the moment we're inside in the main code. So up down, left and right and so on. Now, this time I'm going to hit the bell. So watch the way the code, this code is going to change and it's going to call this code over here. So you see the yellow moving to over here. So let's hit the bell. So now he's got a bonus, he's changed color, he's going through all these commands, and then back to the start again, back to the middle of the screen. So it's gone through that code bell, and it's back here again, and now we can start off again our movements, left, right, up and down. If we hit the bell again, we don't have to put in all those instructions again, it just calls bell once down here, and it does all that stuff again for us. So here it goes again. So it says bonus, changes color, changes size for about 2 seconds, then goes back to the way it was again and starts all over again. So that's how to use blocks in Scratch.